Deflector never initially didn't work. What made it work?
I don't know. Sometimes it's just a matter of like trusting your instincts, and if you sometimes you lose that. You're like, ooh, this sounds a little like, and then sometimes you just have to be like, well, that's cool because that's what it sounds like.
It's probably one of those songs we thought about. Probably thought about it a little too much when we were working on it, like arrangement stuff, and then we just kind of let it alone for a while, and came back to it, and it sort of was easier to finish it.
Because do you need a certain time to write and get into the studio, or do songs come to you at any point?
Pretty much any point. There's some that we had for a while, and there were some that were like pretty much created in the studio. Some were shaped more in the studio.
Yeah, some we left more open-ended than others, so that they would just kind of emerge more in the studio as what they're going to be. And then others we kind of hammered out the details a little more ahead of time.
And Stephen, you mentioned that the previous record there might have been a bit more pressure. In what sense?
I think it's just pressure from like all the touring and like excitement, and I don't know, everyone. It's the same, like, it's a term, not formula, but it's like first record, second record, third record. What do you like? It's like, what do you do to keep the band excited? What do you do to, throw a curveball to the people that may like your other records that's either going to piss them off or thrill them, or just to keep, I don't know, like just to not get lazy and not rest on your Laurel and Hardy's.
And was there then sorry. Was there then, because you say you wanted to keep things fresh, so was there kind of an idea before going into the studio of what the album should be?
Pretty loose.
Sonically, maybe?
It was not like, we had like a lot of songs. Like we recorded almost another album's worth of songs. We didn't finish them all, but we had a lot of, like, I think when we recorded In the Future, we recorded like probably 18 songs, and then 10 made it on. I think this one we recorded maybe 19 songs and 10 made it on. I think Wilderness Heart was like, we maybe recorded like 11 songs.
Okay.
Can't remember, we recorded a lot for the first, I don't know, but so there was no real like if we had gone with a different group of songs, it could have been a more riff oriented record, but these ones just kind of, we all gravitated. There wasn't much arguing and what we were gonna cut. It was pretty, what's the word? Is it admirable? How do you say it?
Unanimous?
Yeah.
But, well, you say you did record 19 songs, so was there a point then that you had maybe 7 songs and thought of 3 others that, well, we haven't quite found what we needed yet and we'll record some more? Or did you first record the 19 and then started kind of
No, I mean, some of them we kind of didn't really finish because we kind of realized as we're working on them that maybe we'll leave them for now because they didn't feel like they were going to fit, or we weren't quite sure, or we were hitting a wall with them or so. But so we didn't complete all the songs and then like cut, a third of them. We did complete a couple that we cut. But yeah, we weren't too worried about cutting tunes because then just you have them for later, or for for a tour 7-inch or something.
And what was this cohesion that you were looking for then? Can you identify it now? what the cohesion was, what made them fit
I think
together?
it was like more just like oddball pairings, like something that was kind of like, I don't know, it sounds funny to say cinematic, but kind of, I mean, not, kind of like a mixtape or whatever, like just like how drastically can we shift gears and still make it cohesive as an album. And I feel that's where the cohesion comes from, is just, you know, you finish my sentence.
Okay.
The logic reveals itself later on.
But a song like "Crucify Me," it's kind of, I think what you were talking about. If you listen to the record, it kind of shifts gears again. So is that kind of what you were talking about?
Yeah, just to.
Well, some songs have really contrast one another, and they sit well together because of the way that they're different. There's like a juxtaposition that is somehow pleasing or works and contributes as much to the cohesiveness of the whole thing as something that sits well together because it's similar. So it's like, yeah, there's no real sort of graph-oriented rule that you can apply to the process. It's like a logic that just kind of reveals itself at the end. Like, yeah, this somehow all works together in some strange way that you can't really quantify, but there they are. It works, in our opinion anyway.
Yeah.
Is that the same way you approach now playing them live then?
Be similar. It's like putting together a set, especially when the more albums you have, the more different songs, and you know, you want to toss in, you know, some favorites.
You can't change guitars more than twice in the first
you want
4 songs.
That's one. Too much of that, but
you don't want to do too much tuning.
Yeah, the live sets are always a mystery, like of how all the different songs from different albums fit together. It's a struggle that I assume other bands have had too.
No, it's just us.
Finally, then, the album's called 4.
Mm-hmm.
Any particular reason other than that it's your 4th?
Oh, that's the reason I was going to give. Yeah, there's a legacy of numeral 4 in the classic rock pantheon that we like. So there's some good records out there, or records that, you know, are part of this sort of canon that we like, that are called 4. So yeah, we're sort of.
It's fun to toy with that stuff, dude, because it's also it's a slightly pompous move, but it's also like a tongue-in-cheek move, and it's just, you know, it's a stylish move.
Yeah. Like it's like it can be viewed as important to call your record 4 because of that, or it can be viewed as completely arbitrary and unimportant as 4th record being called 4 seems. It's both of those things. It's a contradiction, I guess.
Thank you very much for your time.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.